What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah, and today we're going to be reacting to the video characters that need to be locked up by Beastie. Now, we all know characters that are freakishly, weirded out, and it's like either they gotta be in asylum or they gotta be in jail, or better yet, prison. And sometimes, not sometimes, there's characters in fiction that, their actions are very, very questionable. So without further ado, let's react to the video.
Good evening, ladies and nigglemen.
Good afternoon.
Today we are going to be going into detail and exploring some of the universe's most vile and evil characters. Because if you're like me and spend way too much time watching TV shows and movies, then you'll know that there are some real criminals within these fictional universes.
That's true.
And most of the time, they never face any real consequences. And I'm not talking about casual small crimes we all commit, like speeding on the highway, buying crack, beating up a little kid so I can be the first one to get the new Pokemon card set,
Scalper,
or going to the self-checkout at Walmart and accidentally scanning my 4K TV as a bag of grapes. Wait, you guys never did that?
Really, Beastie? Really? I know you joking.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm talking about real crime, stuff like mass murder, child abductions, arson, and so many other evil acts. So without further ado,
let's get into
I present to you all the first episode of Characters That Need to Be Locked Up.
Clank, clank!
Y'all should already know the drill.
On bars.
Sit back, relax, pretend you're mentally stable, and get ready for a show. Narrated by yours truly. Let's get into our first character.
Kyle, I said shut up.
Oh. Back in I think in the OG days, I don't know about the OG days of Family Guy, but around this time of animation of Family Guy, yeah, Peter did some heinous stuff. Peter did some action, especially to Gwen. Meg. I'm sorry, especially to Meg. Yeah, he does some crazy things, man. For real, he really does, bro.
This is a character I'm sure you're all familiar with. He's from a show called Family Guy. It's an adult cartoon about Peter and his family. The family consists of Peter, Lois, Meg, Chris, Stewie, and their dog Brian. And to be honest, I could put all these characters in this video, but I think Peter fits the best because he has done some insane things throughout this whole series.
Yep.
And then he just acts like everything is okay after.
20 plus seasons.
So I'm going to start off with the small crimes and work my way up, so y'all can see just how much of a criminal Peter Griffin really is.
The Quahog Menace, Peter Griffin.
So for the first of his many crimes, we are going to be talking about pimping and prostitution. One episode, Peter was helping out his friend Quagmire go get some money from someone. And once they got the money, Quagmire gave Peter some for helping him out. And this is where Peter started taking things way too far. He literally became Quagmire's pimp.
What the hell did you say to me?
And he was beating Quagmire's ass anytime Quagmire didn't want to work for him.
You're going out if I tell you you're going out, bitch!
And look at how he got Quagmire looking after a few days. And
damn, bud. That's not a friend, man. Nah, bro, that's not a friend. That's not a friend. A friend won't do this. A friend over 20 plus seasons? That's not a friend, man. That's a... Ooh, he's treating like a... I don't know the word, but I'm thinking of the word of maybe an associate or a co-worker, not a friend. This is heinous. This is really heinous.
He got this nigga wearing a Meg Thee Stallion outfit too. Then he doesn't even let him eat anything because Peter doesn't want his new hoe Quagmire to get fat.
I'm actually very hungry.
Nobody's gonna want you if you're fat.
Mind you, this is one of Peter's closest friends too. And when I say pimping and prostitution, I meant that he did both. There was an episode where Peter lost his job and was looking for a new one, and he literally became a prostitute. His own family pulled up on him, and he was trying to make them pay for his services. And this is really light compared to everything else he's done. So let's get on to the next crime. Cannibalism.
Yes!
One episode, Peter and his friends went out fishing, but they ended up getting stranded on the water after a storm came. But luckily for them, Quagmire had some spare blow-up dolls that they used as a raft. Don't ask me why he had these either. Quagmire is extremely horny. I almost put him on this list, but I'm saving him for something else I got cooking up. So as they are stranded at sea, they start getting hungry, and Peter ends up finding something to eat.
Peter, you've been eating my leg?
Yeah, Peter started eating his best friend Joe's legs. I don't know how these niggas are still Peter's friends after everything he's done, to be honest. I don't know what I would do if I caught my day one homie having a mukbang with my own legs while we are stranded at sea.
God forbid that happens to me, man. God forbid that happens, bro.
Next crime Peter is guilty of is alcohol abuse and drunk driving. He has done this many times and hurt so many people while he's drunk, it's crazy. He's gotten so drunk that he decided to start a daily tradition with his family to give them cigarette burns on their arm. I don't even know how someone would think of this. And he's hit so many people while driving, it's ridiculous. He even hit a lady and a baby in one episode.
Oh.
He's gotten so drunk before that he literally drove into a tree and killed himself. But the craziest thing I can remember is when he got so drunk, he drove his car into a water park and drove the car into the water slide.
Oh!
And he has yet to get an ounce of jail for all this shit too. Not only did he endanger the kids of the park, but he had his friends Joe and Quagmire in the car with him. And Joe is literally a police officer. The next crime I want to talk about is physical abuse.
AKA plus child abuse too. Because, you know, Meg's like, what, 15, 16 years old?
Peter has done some of the most vile acts of abuse I've ever seen. And the sad part is, his actions are usually towards his own family, especially his daughter Meg.
Somebody downstairs.
Oh, God, Meg, you startled me. I'm sorry.
He has tortured this girl from season 1 all the way to current day. He's literally sold her to someone in order to pay off debt, which is also a crime.
What if I sold you my daughter?
Huh?
You drop the tab and your son can have Meg.
But there was one time where he came into her room riding a horse and lassoed her and drug her down the stairs. And then after that, he wanted to burn his initials into her skin. Then he made her stand still while he attempted to use a whip to put a cigarette out of her mouth. And as you can guess, this shit went terribly wrong. Then after that, he hit Stewie with the same whip.
That's a cool whip. Ah, I thought you couldn't understand me.
It's been times where Meg just walks into the room and he'll just pull out a gun and shoot her. And nothing ever happens to him. He literally just killed his daughter and went back to watching TV. He's thrown both Brian and Stewie out the window for no reason. There was a scene where Peter threw Stewie under his wife's car and blamed her for his death.
Looks like you ran over him, Lois.
Is this nigga serious?
He's went to high school and literally bashed this high school girl's face in. He's gone as far to go to a completely different show and start beating up little kids. Like, look at this Tekken tag team ass combo he just hit this little girl with. 2 roundhouse kicks. Picks her head up and starts kneeing her face, then drops her on the ground. And it's not just little kids he beats up. He's beat up his own boss just for bringing him work while he was at work. And he did her so dirty, I can't even show the full combo. And the abuse doesn't stop with humans. Peter has hurt his dog Brian so many times.
Yeah.
He's tied him to the car and drove him around with Brian hitting everything on the street. There was an episode where Peter literally strangled Brian because Brian ate Peter's sandwich from the fridge. It's never that serious, Peter. Your fat ass probably didn't eat that sandwich anyway.
Yo, it's just a sandwich, my guy. Was it sent from heaven, my guy? Was it sent from heaven? It was the best sandwich in the world? Because I know that sandwich ain't all that to be, man. Ain't all that to be. With your size, I hope that was a healthy sandwich.
And then he stops choking Brian to go drive somewhere and ends up having Quagmire shoot Brian in the car. All this over a sandwich, by the way. His dog ate his sandwich and the first thought in Peter's head was to strangle him and then murder him. Which leads me to the next crime that Peter has committed countless times. Murder. This man Peter has killed more people than Adolf Hitler, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Michael Myers put together. If this was Call of Duty, this nigga would have the most absurd kill streak package of all time.
Yep.
And just like his other crimes, he has yet to be sentenced to any amount of jail time for these murders. So because there are so many killings that Peter has done, we're gonna do a segment I like to call
Kill Streak Speed Round.
In this segment, we're going to be talking about some of Peter's worst murders within the series. So get your notebooks out and lock in, because we're going to be moving pretty fast throughout this section.
All right, let's go. Let's get it.
First major kill I want to talk about is his family. In one episode, he was preparing chicken dinners, and instead of using chickens, he ended up putting Chris in the oven, Stewie in the freezer, and Meg's head in the microwave. And I have no idea where the rest of Meg's body is. He probably did something crazy to it off screen. And if you look at Chris, he has an apple in his mouth, turned upside down, and he's on a bed of vegetables. So Peter obviously knew what he was doing. So that's a triple kill off the rip. Let's get into the next one. He killed a kid just so he could take the kid's jet ski. Then he just left him in the water. He went on a cooking
and took the jet ski and just drove within a short amount of distance. Heck, you could have actually you couldn't have swam because I know his body will sink down, So
show and killed a woman after throwing his knife.
Erica, you killed Erica.
Gave a hug to an old lady. No, just wait. Yeah, broke her back in half in broad daylight, then just sat her back down. And that's not the only old lady he's killed. He threw a basketball at an old lady. He pushed 2 women in a car off the edge of a cliff. He's driven his car and ran over an entire group of people running a marathon. Ran over a furry during a theater performance. He also blamed the person on stage for this too.
Oh God, I didn't see it. It jumped right out in front of my car.
Shut up! It jumped right in front of my car. Man, you're like that guy from Open Season that just ran over that just saw the deer and just ran. I'm like, brother, Nim. You're legitimately him. You're legitimately him. Peter, we see the receipts. You need to be locked up, bro. We see the receipts, bro.
Randomly used an axe to hit his friend Cleveland in the stomach. And just like Peter's other crimes, it's not just people that he has killed. He's killed a groundhog with a rocket launcher. Peter has stabbed a bear, stabbed a cat, and crushed 2 random birds with 1 stone. And worst of all, this nigga has blown up buildings full of people in them. He's blown up a children's hospital. And y'all know hospitals have tons of people in them. It's kids, parents, doctors, and so many other people in there. And he had a remote that just blew up the whole thing like it was nothing. But that's it for the kill streak speed round. And there's actually so many crimes I left out, like how he is constantly naked in public and even around his own kids.
Get ready for adventure.
What do you mean by that?
Sold meth, and even dated a high schooler. But I just want to talk about the ones I can remember off the top of my head. And honestly, after all these crimes, I think we can all agree that we need to lock his ass up.
Lock his ass up.
Going to jail.
All right, before our next character, I have a quick disclaimer before we start. If any of you are scared of ninjas who look like Michael Jackson infused with P. Diddy and rattlesnake DNA, turn off the video right now and come back later. All right, now it's time for our next character.
Here. What you talking about? Ah, this dude. Disgusting.
Hey, you got the glizzy! You glizzy gobbler!
Now y'all know I love me some Naruto.
Same.
As a kid, I was trying to learn the Rasengan as soon as I saw it on screen. But even as a kid, I was scared of Orochimaru. I just knew from the first time I saw him that his freaky ass was not to be trusted. I mean, just look at him. This is not a sane individual. And this man has done some insane things without...
No, Beasky, you wrong for this one. Beasky, you wrong for this, man. Come on. Oh my gosh, BC, man, for real.
Facing any real form of punishment. And I already know one of y'all niggas are gonna comment, but Beasky, Orochimaru did get punished for his crimes. He's on house arrest. Now, normally, I would tell you to shut up and go take a shower, nigga. But technically, this is true. Orochimaru is on house arrest.
Objection!
But I want y'all to wait until I'm done and tell me if y'all think house arrest was a good punishment for everything this freaky ass ninja has done. Because I personally don't. But let's get into it.
Evidence, manga, and anime.
So the first things we find out about Orochimaru in the original Naruto series is that this ninja wants immortality more than anything else. So this leads him to join the Anbu Black Ops. This is a top secret group within the Hidden Leaf Village, but he joined not to protect the village, but to get access to forbidden information that he couldn't normally access if he wasn't in the Anbu. And the leader of the Anbu at the time was a man named Danzo, and he basically
Fraud.
gave Orochimaru the green light to do
Despicable
anything
person.
he wanted. So this is where Orochimaru's first crime comes in. While gathering this forbidden information, Orochimaru started to do his own human experimentation. And no one at the time knew he was doing this, and he was kidnapping other ninjas, citizens of the village, and kids. And it's not shown exactly what he does to these people, but let's analyze this panel from the manga. So all these people are crucified on the wall. Some of them have their necks chained. Some of them have their arms chained. And it's even a container with someone's feet in it. What could a container with 2 feet possibly help this ninja with in terms of gaining immortality? And it's not just adults and kids that he's experimenting on. This ninja has kidnapped 60 babies and put them in test tubes and injected their DNA with Hashirama cells. And obviously this didn't work, cause you know, they're tiny babies. So they all end up passing away, except for one baby. But even then, Orochimaru just left this little ninja here and went on to do more evil stuff.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't care.
Then the third Hokage finally caught his freaky ass, and Orochimaru had to go into hiding. And this is where Orochimaru becomes really interested with kids. I can't prove it yet, but I know he was on them Epstein files. I'm just waiting for them to unblur the documents.
Facts, me too.
And then Orochimaru goes on to create the curse mark. And this freaky ass ninja has to put his mouth on you and bite you to give it to you. And I don't know what type of crime it is to bite people, but this is a crime to me. And he's always smiling after he bites someone too.
That's nasty, man.
He's given this curse mark to countless kids, by the way. Sasuke got it, Anko got it, the whole Sound 4 got it, Kimimaru got it, and all his other failed experiments got it too. And another wild part about this is his prisoners that he captured to experiment on would have to fight for their freedom or die. Orochimaru's death toll is well over 1,000 at this point. And when he went into hiding, he stumbled upon the Iburi clan. This was a clan that could turn their bodies into smoke. And Orochimaru saw them and immediately started doing more experiments, leading to the massacre of this entire clan. And I've seen all of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Orochimaru has never used this smoke ability once. He really just did this for the hell of it.
We all die. You either kill yourself or get killed.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Then he goes on to create the Otagakure, which is basically Orochimaru's equivalent to Epstein Island. It was a network of secret bases that he used for his own experiments and immortality research.
Basically, islands. He had islands.
And he brainwashed countless people to get them to work for him too. Like Kimimaru, Orochimaru gave him the curse mark and controlled him from a young age to work for him. And he would send these ninjas on some crazy missions, and most of them were no older than 16 years old. He even put them into the tuning exams, and I don't even know how they got in. You can look at this headband and tell this is not a real village.
Who is that? Cause Jordan never did.
He never wore those shoes.
He snuck into the Cloud Village under a disguise and made a pill that was really a genjutsu in medicine form. And then he gave it to the Eight Tails Jinchuriki and he went on a rampage throughout the city. I don't even know how Orochimaru made this pill either. It's literally hypnosis in a pill. I know this gotta be Bill Cosby's favorite anime character of all time.
Bruh.
Then one of his most notorious crimes was when he assassinated a Kazekage, which is basically the president of the Sand Village. The Sand Village security system gotta be weak as hell for this to happen. And the reason he did this was so he could go destroy the Leaf Village. But the thing that kills me is Orochimaru did this because he wasn't chosen as Hokage, and the village didn't want him.
No one wanted you to be Hokage. People wouldn't even want to voted you for Hokage. To see how messed up stuff that you did back then, and the freakiness that you did, and you want to be Hokage? Just like Danzo, but instead of the freakiness, you did mass murders and causes trauma for everybody. Majority and 90% of the Leaf Village's problems. Danzo want to be Hokage, but yet he caused 90% of the Leaf Village's problems. You want to be Hokage, but you freaky as heck. Man, please.
Doing those freaky ass experiments anymore. So let me get this right, Orochimaru. You were mad at the Leaf Village because they didn't want you to kidnap kids,
you freaky,
experiment on babies, and kill people. I don't know about y'all, but this sounds like a pretty valid reason to not want somebody to be president of the village.
Exactly.
He almost destroyed the entire village and killed the current Hokage. And he did all this in the middle of a kids fighting tournament. And then his next crimes come right into play: grave robbing. While he was fighting the Hokage, he summoned the first and second Hokage to fight him. And if you don't know, these two guys have been dead for years. This means he had to dig up these ninjas beforehand. And he even turned into this weird little kid girl version of himself during the fight too.
What the hell is even that?
I know this isn't a crime, but he gotta face some jail time for this. Just look at him. It's just weird.
Buddy, you're weird.
And look at all the damage he's done to the village. On top of all the death that happened during this invasion. He did all this, and y'all really want me to agree that house arrest is enough? This ninja is a pedophile, mass murderer, kidnapper, terrorist, thief, stalker, brainwasher, and so many other things. And this is just in the OG Naruto series. He does other stuff in Naruto Shippuden too. Now, he didn't do as many crimes in Shippuden as he did in the OG series, but we gotta arrest this guy. Please.
Arrest this. You know what? Kill this guy. Just kill him.
He's done way too many horrible things. I don't know how we just gave this ninja house arrest. And I find it crazy that there's people out there that think this is enough punishment for him too. And I better not catch none of you in the comments either, or it's gonna be a real problem. All right, time for the next one.
What's up, everybody? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. Live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So tune into whichever one that seems best for you. Also, join the Discord, link in the description down below. And 98% of you guys are watching the videos. You guys be watching the videos so much, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get back into the video.
I didn't just come here to bury my daughter. I came to avenge her.
This bald nigga right here is named Gerard Argent, and he comes from a TV show called Teen Wolf. And the show is about this 16-year-old guy named Scott McCall and his friends as they battle and solve various supernatural problems within their town. The main characters are Scott, Lydia, Styles, Allison, Derek, and Jackson. And originally, I was only gonna put Gerard in this video, but as I was rewatching this, my girlfriend pointed out that the entire Argent family should be in this video. And I was like, that's a great idea. I'm with that. So let's talk about the entire Argent family.
Okay, the supernatural cake. Oh my gosh.
So when the show first starts, the first Argent we see is Allison. And this is the girl that Scott ends up falling in love with.
Okay.
But as you can probably guess, Scott ends up getting bitten by an alpha werewolf and slowly starts turning into a werewolf. And once this happens to Scott, he is thrown into a supernatural gang beef that is extremely violent. But luckily for Scott, Derek was also a werewolf. So he helped Scott as he was going through werewolf puberty. Derek also lost his family in a house fire when he was a kid. Him and his uncle Peter were the only two left alive. And this is where we meet three members of the Argent family: Chris Argent, Victoria Argent, and Kate Argent. And within this very first season of the show, it is revealed that the Argent family is a family that has been beefing with the werewolves since the 1700s. Y'all think the blood...
Whoa! Since the 18th century? Since the 18th century. Like 200 to 300... Wow.
Beefing for a long time? That ain't nothing compared to the Argents and the Wolves. And one of the most important things I want y'all to know is that the Argent gang follow a strict code of rules. And the most important rule is that they don't hunt anyone that doesn't hunt them. So this means they are only supposed to kill whenever it's to protect themselves or other people. And once they find out their daughter is dating Scott, that's also friends with the werewolf, and there's an alpha killing people, they start acting completely out of character.
And it's also her.
Because the alpha that bit Scott has been terrorizing the city every night. And because they can't track down the alpha, this leads the Argents to start targeting Scott and Derek. And mind you, these two guys haven't killed anyone or done anything wrong. I mean, Derek does sometimes randomly show up in the boys' locker room from time to time, and as a grown man, that's probably not the best idea, but most of the time he's just trying to help. But the first crime the Argents commit is stalking. especially Kate and Chris. These two damn near follow Scott and his friends everywhere they go. Now I guess they do have their reasons, but stalking teenagers is just weird, especially when they aren't doing anything wrong. And this is where Kate starts to go completely rogue and starts committing heavy crimes. The next thing she does is torture Derek, and she does this a few times. The first time she pulls up on him at his house, and the reason she came is to ask him who the alpha is. But Derek doesn't know and also doesn't want to help her, and I don't blame him. Kate showed up to his house with a taser, hella weapons, and a small group of trained wolf killers. I wouldn't want to help her either. Plus, that's set tripping. And you know what she does after beating him up and him refusing to help her? Pulls out a machine gun and attempts to murder Derek. So that's the next crime.
She put on an Uzi? No. If a chick pulls out an Uzi, man, you fried. It's done. It's over.
I want to point out, attempted murder. You showed up to his house, beat his ass, then tried to kill him just because he doesn't want to help you. And I know y'all seen the house he's in right now. It's barely standing. They're lucky them bullets didn't cause this house to completely collapse and kill everybody inside. And after this, Kate starts slowly planting seeds in Allison's brain about hunting and what her family really is. Because up until now, the Argents haven't told her about the supernatural stuff. So now they all find out that Peter Hale is the alpha, and this is where it starts getting crazy. The Argents pull up to the Hale house again and start unloading bullets into it. And Scott, Derek, and Jackson are all inside. They didn't knock to see who was in there, they just start spraying. And Scott got shot multiple times. If he wasn't a wolf, he would have been dead. Then Kate ends up taking Allison to get some family bonding time. And takes her to go see more torture. Gotta show the new gang members how the OGs do it, right? She got Derek chained up to a metal wall with electric wires going into his stomach. And I can't show all of this, but she was frying his ass. She was doing all this just to ask for help again, for the same thing. She's still trying to find the alpha. And it's crazy because her family has been hunting wolves since the Declaration of Independence. So you think that this mission would be easy as hell, but she still can't manage to catch this alpha. We're gonna have to put Kate on fraud watch because this is embarrassing. But this is also where we get to learn about Kate's biggest crimes: mass murder and arson. So remember when I told y'all about the house fire that Derek and his whole family was in? Kate is the one that orchestrated that. And inside that house were innocent kids and people. And some of
bro, Shawty tripping.
them weren't even werewolves either. Kate did this as a side mission just for fun. No one told her to do this.
So let me get this straight. You did all that just for the fun of it? She did all that for the fun of it. Oh, bro, fam. Nah, cuz.
And she crossed the code. And another wild part about this is she groomed Derek from a young age. She seduced him at the age of 13 years old.
Nigga, that is rape. You can't fuck that lad, dog. Get out of here.
And she did all this to get info on where his family was in order to burn them all to death. And we also find out that one of Derek's family members actually escaped without dying. But they cut her body in half so she wouldn't regenerate. Like, dog, how are they getting away with this? I swear, Kate is my least favorite character in this show. Every time I see her on screen, I wanna... So then Chris pulls up on Scott while he is at a formal dance with his own daughter Allison and tries to smash him between two cars.
Is this nigga serious?
Which forces Scott to shift into a wolf to get away. So now the whole Argent family knows Scott is a wolf. So Kate sees this as a prime time to plant more seeds inside Allison's brain. She starts telling her that Scott and every other werewolf is a killer, which isn't true at all. Scott and Derek haven't killed anyone. The only wolf that's killing right now is Peter. Alpha. And it turns out he's only killing people that took part in the fire that burned his entire house, entire family, and half of his face off. So all this causes Allison to get in on the gang activities too. So Kate and her load up, and now it's time for Allison to spin the block and start committing crimes too. They pull up on Scott after he helped free Derek from Kate's torture chamber and start shooting arrows directly at Scott and Derek. And look what Kate does immediately after Derek has already been shot with 2 arrows.
We did that Now we're gonna kill them. Not that hard.
I'm telling y'all, Kate is evil. There was no reason to walk up and shoot a man that is 1, innocent, and 2, already has multiple arrows inside of his body. Then she ups the pistol on Scott. Mind you, all the Argents know Scott is Allison's boyfriend, but they don't care at all. But luckily for them, Chris Argent shows up, and unlike before, he's had a change of heart. And this one thing Chris is always gonna do, and that's stick by the code. We only hunt those who hunt us. So they stop Kate, and eventually Peter ends up packing her up. And I know the Hell family was in Wolf Heaven celebrating hard as hell after this. And the crazy thing is, she's not even dead. She comes back later on. So after Kate's supposed death, they have a funeral for her. And this is where we first see Gerard. He pulled up to the funeral to see his family, and not even a day later, we see more crimes committed. Chris pulls up on Allison and Scott while they are on a date and puts a pistol to his face, just to tell him to not talk to his daughter anymore. And then that same night, they capture a random innocent werewolf. Gerard pulls out a sword and cuts this man.
Where you get a legit sword from? Excalibur. Yo, where you get a knight sword from? Yo, what?
And in half. And this is how I knew Gerard was a certified criminal OG. This archaic ass execution should never be done. And they try to tell him to follow the code, and he says,
No code. Not anymore. From now on, these things are just bodies waiting to be cut in half.
These things are just bodies waiting.
Things? So let me get straight. Let me get this straight. The whole code of this family for generations, mind you, generations, that they've been following, and yet the grandpa is like, yo, that the code that we just made that up, for real, to be honest with you, we just want to kill whoever's the fun of it, because these things need to go.
To be cut in half.
Lock his ass up! Lock his ass up!
So during the next season, Allison and Scott having to hide their relationship, and Derek ends up turning people. The new wolves are Isaac, Boyd, and Erica. Then Gerard ends up replacing the principal of the school to keep a watch over Allison and Scott. And he did this by kidnapping the current principal and torturing him. Then Victoria Argent ends up admitting herself into the hospital that Scott's mom works at. And this isn't a crime, but it's a crime to me, so I figured I'd mention it. And at this same hospital, Gerard pulls up and stabs Scott and threatens him by saying he's going to kill Scott's mom if Scott doesn't help him. Where the hell are the cameras at? This is a hospital. How is no one seeing this? And I just kind of realized how many crimes Gerard and the Argent gang have committed, so I figured we'd do another speed round.
Let's go.
First crime is from Victoria Argent, and she decides to kill Scott by hitting him with a car. Then she makes a gas chamber and damn near kills Scott in there. Derek ends up saving him and biting her, but because they didn't want their own to turn into a wolf, Gerard says,
Go up there and help your wife die with dignity.
And then forces his son to help her do it. After this, he brainwashed Allison and forged a whole letter while she was grieving her mother's death, and this caused Allison to want to kill all the werewolves. He kidnapped and tortured Boyd and Erica. During a high school lacrosse game, this nigga Gerard threatened to kill everyone in the audience if Scott didn't obey him. He kidnapped Styles and beat him up. He broke into Scott's house and had a creature called the Kanima choke out his own mom and
What in the world is that? The Kanima? What did these people do? They didn't kill anybody, and yet you're going after them like they had a mass murder. They commit mass murder. What in the ever-living world?
Own mom and made Scott watch. He even threatened to kill his own granddaughter with the Kanima too. He stabbed a man in the eyes. Then Kate came back as a were-jaguar. That's right.
Wait. What? A were-jaguar? Jaguar? Werewolf plus jaguar? How will... You know what? I don't freaking care.
You heard it. Not a werewolf, but a were-jaguar. And the explanation for this is she was so evil and sadistic that she couldn't be a werewolf, so she had to be something that resembled her true evil spirit. Then she buried Derek in a tomb in Mexico. Then somehow she made Derek younger so she could groom him again.
No, are you serious? Oh, brother Nim. Oh, this show is giving me a headache. This show is giving me a headache. Come on. Just like that freaking Twilight nonsense that I reacted to one of his videos of the Terrible Girlfriends. Yo, this show. She shouldn't stop grooming the kid. Like, brother Nim, are we serious?
Her true evil spirit. Then she buried Derek in a tomb in Mexico. Then somehow she made Derek younger so she could groom him again. And she murdered an entire group of people. And the worst of Gerard's actions was getting the entire country to hunt down every single innocent supernatural creature that existed. This man Gerard is really just supernatural Hitler. But that's it for the Argent family. I wish I could have showed y'all everything they did, but a lot of it was really too graphic for me to show. But the fact that none of them face any jail time for their actions is ridiculous. And that's it for this video. It's so many characters that haven't faced jail time that need to. So feel free to drop a comment with someone you think deserves to be a part of this series, and they might just make it on the list for the next couple episodes. But I'm tired of talking to y'all. Cue my outro music.
Yo, shout out to Beasky, man. Shout out to him for the video. Yo, Peter Griffin, jail time. Orochimaru, we already know, freaked out nonsense. You gotta be jail. You wanna be Okage, man? Please. And this family. Oh my goodness gracious me! All that for a couple of werewolves that didn't do anything, and you going after the wrong werewolves. That the actual werewolf, the alpha werewolf, is coming to hunt Yao. So it's like you should be aiming for them and for him, not the other two, and not for others as well. And this whole generation, this is I don't even get into it. But again, shout out to Beast Give the video, man. The original video description down below. Follow me on all the socials. With all being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless you all. Jesus loves you all. Repent and be saved. I'm out of here. Peace.